my fellow gods and goddesses, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today we are doing my March TBR. Alright, so I don't do TBRs because I don't stick to them. And it kind of just stresses me out. I do like to make them for readathons, and so that's what this is. Even for readathons though, I've learned I don't stick to them, so please take this video with a grain of salt. I have multiple books for multiple categories because I just honestly don't know what I want to read. So love that for me. We're just gonna get started. Okay, so the first readathon I am participating in is Witchathon, which was created by Crescent Moon Reads, and this goes from March 13th to the 20th. This is the first time I will be participating in Witchathon because it's the first time, it's like the first round that I've been on BookTube, so I'm very excited. Okay, so I'm gonna read off the challenges on my phone because I'm too lazy to memorize them. Okay, go. The first challenge is Ostera? Rhiannon, please don't kill me. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Ostera is a time of rebirth and new life. Pick a book in a genre you don't normally read. So, like almost all of the categories in both readathons I'm participating in, I have multiple books for this. The first potential pick for this I actually have physically, and that is The Dante Club by Matthew Pearl. I hauled this in my first thrifting video, so I'll link it up here if you want to check that out. This is a mystery thriller, which is something I never read. I have not read a single mystery thriller in my life. This is very like secret history-esque. It follows an elite group of scholars who are Dante scholars, and there has been a series of murders going on that have been inspired by Dante's Inferno, and I'm just really interested in that. I'm very, very curious to see how this goes. It also reminds me of the Diviners because, you know, the occult thing, kind of similar, but I hope I can read this because I feel like I would be very proud of myself if I actually can read this and I actually pick this up, because this is an adult mystery thriller and I just have never read that. But the font is extremely tiny and it's like all the way up to the page, and this is like 400 pages. It's a little less than 400 pages, but I don't know how this is gonna go. This is contestant number 1 for the first challenge. Contestant number 2 is Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I started the audiobook for this. I'm literally like 3% in, so I'm barely started, and I'm very, very hesitant because it's sci-fi and I just don't read sci-fi. I'm also don't know if the audiobook is the right way for this, which doesn't really make much sense because it's told via tape, so you would think that the audiobook would be the best, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay attention enough, so I might have to pick up the physical copy from my library. But basically, Illuminae, I don't really know much about it. I just know there's something has happened, like some like catastrophic alien invasion, bombing, something's happened in this planet, group, country. I really don't know, and we follow like 2 perspectives, I think, and I don't know what it's about, clearly. I really want to read it because everybody loves this series so much, so I really want to give it a shot, but we'll see. The next challenge is Flowers Are a Symbol of Spring. Read a book that has flowers on the cover. So I only have 2 picks for this one, but it's pretty concrete. Anti-Darkened by Kirsten White. I have wanted to pick this up ever since, like, even before I got a physical copy in my hands, but I got this in a book outlet haul, which I will link up there if you haven't watched it. I haven't been able to pick this up because of just prior engagements with other books, but I want to read this so bad. This is a series that everybody freaking shit talks except for Allie's books, and her taste in books is truly like pretty much exactly like mine. I swear every single time I see on Goodreads what the next book she's currently reading, it's literally a book that's like on the top of my TBR list. I don't know how she does it, but I really want to read this. But of course, as on brand for me, I have to have multiple choices. My other choice is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. I was buddy reading this with Carly's books and Vanessa from I Am Vanexa, but I'm the worst buddy reader ever, and I just got really caught up in school, so I only got to read the first part of our buddy read, which is the first 10 chapters. Yeah, I really want to read this because I'm going to do a judge a book by its cover on this because the cover is absolutely stunning. This is another series that everybody's shit talking, and I really hope I end up liking it. I haven't read Six of Crows, so I feel like that's gonna put me at an advantage because I won't have that comparison to make. I really hope I love this because it's gorgeous and I want to love it. And the next challenge is Ostera. Rhiannon, don't block me. Begins to bring in a season of fertility. Choose a romance book. This one is concrete. I already know what I'm picking. It's gonna be Of Poseidon by Anna Banks. This was my shit as a kid. I loved this book so much. The romance was so good. I remember it being so good. We'll have to see if it's so good or if it's cringy because I read this when I was like 13, 14, so could very well go either way. Of Poseidon follows this girl who discovers that she's either like half mermaid or whole or like full mermaid, and she's like a princess of the sea or like something like that, where she's like from the sea and but she was like grown up in the land and she doesn't know about all that, but like there's this magical boy who comes and like tells her, hey, listen, you got this, you know, heritage and stuff. So I'm so down for this. I'm so excited to reread this because I just loved it so much. And when I read it, it was just a standalone and I didn't know it was getting other books, and now it's a trilogy. 12-year-old me is crying right now because I haven't read it yet. The next challenge is warm weather is coming back around. Choose a book that is set in a warm climate. The first option I have is Poison's Kiss by Brianna Shields. This is another book I got in that book outlet haul. It's a Middle Eastern based story. It follows this girl. She's an assassin for the Raja and she's immune to poisons. She deals with snakes and stuff. Her kiss is lethal, which is very Poison Ivy-esque. I think I'll probably read this just because it's really short. It's 300 pages, not really short. So I probably will read this because, you know, short books, readathon, probably best. There's probably like a ton of other books that could fit for this challenge, but I'm probably gonna pick this one because I have it on my shelf. I haven't read it. It's short-ish. And I haven't heard anybody talk about it, so I would love to see if there's a reason or people are sleeping on it. The challenge is to read outside, which I will reluctantly do because I don't go outside, but for Rhiannon, I'll do it. And then the next challenge is Nature's Energy is picking up. Pick an action-packed book. For this one, Illuminate could also work if I wanted to still read it, which hopefully I do want to still read it, but another book that I probably will read for this challenge is Graceling by Kirsten Kashor. I wanted to reread this in like my first reading vlog, and I tried to listen to the audiobook, but it was so cheesy that I couldn't stand it. So I've really been wanting to reread this for a really long time. I loved this book as a kid. The romance in here is incredible. The world is incredible. And Hannah from Clockwork Reader recently just read this for the first time, so it's like gotten me all up in my feels for this book. Graceling follows this girl who is a Graceling, who is basically a person with powers in this world, and she is an assassin. Can you tell I really love assassins? And then the prince is also a Graceling, and it's a hate to love relationship, and I love them so much, and I'm so excited to actually revisit this world. Bitter Blue is also a really good book, and that's the companion to this. I haven't read Fire because it wasn't interesting to me as a kid, but I really love Bitter Blue, and I love this one, so yes. And the last challenge is to read the group book, which is When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie McLemore? Yeah, sure. I might read it just because I'm a sucker for live streams. I love live streams so much. If there is something with a live stream or a live show, I'm like, alright, I'm game. I'll read it. So I probably will try to get to it, at least skim it, you know, have some sense of it, but if not, I'll just watch it, and it's fine. Shh, don't tell anybody. So the second readathon I'm participating in the month of March is one that comes right after witchathon, and that is zodiacathon by Carrie the Book Bell. I have been so excited for this readathon since she announced it in December, or since I heard about it in December. I don't know if she announced it before then, but I am such a zodiac hoe. I love that shit so much. The first challenge for this readathon is to buddy read with someone who has the same star sign as you. Or same sun sign, sorry. I am a Leo, if you couldn't figure that out. I am buddy reading this with a whole bunch of Leos in our book community. We are reading Nevernight by J. Kristoff, and I am really excited for this because I have been wanting to read Nevernight for a really long time, and this is finally gonna, you know, make me read it. It has assassins in it. It's an assassin school. Why haven't I read it yet? I honestly don't know either. The next challenge is to read a book with an astrology related title, and for this challenge I will be reading Zodiac by Romina Russell. You can't get more astrological than this. Zodiac. This is another book that I got in my book outlet haul. Can you tell that I'm trying to read the books that I actually bought? Shocker, I know. But this is a sci-fi novel, which again is a very surprising thing because I don't like sci-fi, but it's got zodiac signs in it, so I make an exception. But it's basically like each of the planets there's a different planet for each of the signs, and the main character is from Cancer. He is a Cancer, and he has to try to unite the divided houses, and there's like an evil thing that's happening. All I know is I am really excited to see how this works, and I really hope I like it because I haven't seen like astrology delves into like a fantasy-esque setting before, and well, sci-fi fantasy, and I really hope this works out because the potential is so high. The next challenge is to read a book based on your sun sign. I am a Leo, so that means to read a book with a gorgeous cover, and I will be doing Enchantée by Gita Trellis. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year. The cover is absolutely stunning. It follows a girl who is like a magician, or she wields magic, and she does it in order to invade the French court to get money to, you know, support her family. It's set during like the French Revolution time. I really want to read it, so there we go. The next challenge is to read a book that fits your moon sign. I am a Capricorn moon, so that means to read a non-fiction book. And for this, I can do any book for my research because I'm writing my thesis this semester. So I got The Last Pagan Emperor, Confessions by St. Augustine, His Thought in Context, Authority and the Sacred Aspects of the Christianization of the Roman world, the conversion of Constantine in pagan Rome, City of God by St. Augustine, apologetics in the Roman Empire, pagans, Jews, and Christians, myth and Christianity, and inquiry into the possibility of religion without myth, studies on ancient Christianity, religion and mythology married of necessity, art and rhetoric in Roman culture, imperial Rome and Christianity, the world of late antiquity. So, yeah, suffice to say, I have this challenge covered. Also, I may just count the group book as this because it's a nonfiction book, so. And then the other challenge is to read a book that fits the challenge of your rising sign. I am a Cancer rising, which I still haven't figured out. I understand every single aspect of my chart and it's pretty damn accurate, except for this damn Cancer rising, because I do not understand where this came from, what the stars are thinking. But anyways, challenge for Cancer is to read a book you think will make you cry. I had so much trouble with this challenge because I really don't cry in books. The only time I've cried has been like 2 times. One of them was Song of Achilles that I just read in January. Another one was one I read when I was a kid, which I think is a possibility. It's Touch of Power by Maria V. Snyder. I talked about that in my paintings recommendations video, so I will link that up if you want to watch that. That's a option. The other option is Lovely War by Julie Berry. This is this comes out in March, like the week of Zodiacathon or like the week before Zodiacathon, so I might have trouble getting my hands on that, but I already put a hold on, so we'll see. But it's a World War II historical fiction, which is a big no for me, but it's told through the perspective of Aphrodite. Yeah, and it's basically talking about the relationship between love and war, which is really fascinating to me. I hope I can get it because I would like to read this, because reading from Aphrodite's perspective would be so much fun and will help me forgive that it's a World War II historical fiction. But yeah, if I can't get my hands on that, Touch of Power is my backup plan. And then finally, it's to read the group book, which is Astrology, the 12 Signs by Luna Sedana. I'm always one to brush up on my knowledge. Hi, my camera just died and I am not about to wait for it to charge just to do my outro, so sorry, I'm a lazy bitch. But yeah, anyways, I'm really excited to participate in these 2 readathons. Let me know down below if you're participating and let me know what your TBR is for each of them. I would love to know. Also, comment your birth chart because I love hearing that. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!